Getting quick access to your system's health is a really nice thing to have. So in this video, we're going to go over a shell script that you can run. Doesn't matter if you're using native Linux or Mac OS, if you're using WSL2, it's all going to work. But yeah, check it out. Right here, if I left click here, this is going to launch a Tmux session here. And on the top split, we have btop, and downstairs we have AMD GPU. I happen to be running an AMD card now. I did switch out a couple of months ago, but if you have something like an NVIDIA or Intel card, that's fine. The script will pick those tools. And then also, if you prefer something like NVTop, it will prefer that if you have either one. So this is pretty nice, right? I can even scroll down here, see, VRAM usage, or even, how much GPU power is being pulled. It looks like, 50 to 60 watts here. I am recording a video. And what's really nice though, since this is Tmux, you can just zoom into here and then boom, you have full screen here, or you want to go down here and there you go. If you're using my dot files, that would be backtick Z to do that. If you just wanted to close one of these out, you can just hit Q inside the pane here and that goes away. And what's really cool about this too is, you can just assign this to a global hotkey as well. For example, if you're using my dot files, that would be mod alt H here for basically system health. And what's pretty neat about this is, if I jump over to a different view here, you could see this is whatever, my dot files, right? But if I click this again, this is going to shoot me down over to the one that's already previously opened. It's not going to continue opening up new windows here or new Tmux sessions with all this here. You kind of have this idea of being able to launch something or focus it. Also, the way I have things set up on my dot files, at least, if you right click up here, then it's just going to go straight into btop. Maybe you just know right away that you don't want your GPU stuff there as well. So yeah, okay, with that said, let's go and take a look here at the script, and maybe you can go and check it out as well. Actually, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit more here just for the sake of the video, make the font size a little bit bigger. So the view that you saw before, I am running a 4K monitor. I was zoomed at 2x before, which kind of gives you an effective resolution of 1080p. So what you saw before is how things would be sized on a pretty small display. But yeah, I want to zoom in a little bit more here just so the font size is bigger. Okay, so let's go to the monitor script here and take a look at how it works. So it is pretty kind of basic, right? We basically have an if condition up here where it's like checking for different tools if they're available. So it's like, yeah, if you've got NVTop, then prefer using that one. And then it kind of just walks down here, choosing whatever tools that you might have available. And then of course, if you don't have any tools here, then it actually just lets you know that there is no GPU tools available here. So if we just go and try to execute that one, then yeah, we can just go and see how that works here. So let me just say, I don't know, maybe I don't have any of the other tools installed. So I'll just do this so we get a false here. And if I click this one, then it should show us that, yep. And there we go. We can see that there's no GPU monitoring tools available. Now, when it comes to btop, it prefers having something a little bit bigger. That's why I was zoomed out a little bit more, but I can just pop into btop here by zooming in, or I can just resize this a little bit more, give us more height there, and then there, there's btop. But yeah, let's close this out here and quit this out, and then we'll go back to here. So yeah, once we have a tool that we actually want to use, that's our GPU command here. And then we're doing some neat things with Tmux. So right away, by default, what's going to happen is we are going to run a specific Tmux command, when you execute this script. By the way, well, we'll get into that in a sec, but by default, it is going to create a new session here, actually a named session. The name is actually, it's going to be monitor, but we're actually going to detect, hey, by the way, are we actually inside of Tmux? And if we are, instead of creating a new session, let's just create a new window instead. And that's the flag to create a new window here. And then in both cases there, the window is going to be named monitor and the session also is going to be monitor. So we can just extract that out to, window right here and just run that. And then also, these arguments are the same. And then we go, okay, we're going to run btop, that's going to be expected to be installed in your machine. And then it's also just going to split the window there, just so we have the GPU command that's going to be split below there. In that case, it'll be one of these over here, or maybe this if nothing is installed. So right now I'm actually not in Tmux. So let me go and do that just so we can see the other behavior here. So now I am in Tmux here. If I were to just run this monitor script straight up here, you can see right away now we have this another window here saying monitor, which is pretty cool. So I can just jump back to where I was before. And again, we can't see btop here because not enough height here. That's fine. And there it is, but not important for the sake of this video now. But yeah, it's kind of nice because maybe you are on your terminal doing something specific, and just running something like monitor really quick is the best way for you to get access to what you want. But of course, again, you can always click up here if you want to go and launch a new terminal and then get your stats here, and then you can quit them out very quickly. So yeah, let's go back to that script real quick here. The monitor one, it is available up on my dot files, over here, if you go into local and then bin, and then it's here named as monitor somewhere down below here, alphabetically, there it is. So you can always find the most latest version there because right now, it currently looks like this, maybe this evolves in the future. But yeah, super simple shell script. And, I really love this idea of just making things super personable for, the things that I want to solve. So here I had this use case where it's like, yeah, I want to see my full system stats there it is. And if I don't want to, again, using my dot files, you can just right click that and get btop by itself. In that case, it doesn't even call the script here. And this is all facilitated through, well, Waybar. So I'm definitely going to have a whole video associated to that one here. But if I do a search here for a monitor, really what we're just saying, with the CPU module is, okay, so on click, just launcher focus the monitor script that we're just looking at. Otherwise, if you right click it, then actually you can just launch btop directly. And then I also have some other neat little things here on middle click, but maybe I'll get into that one in the future. But yeah, if I go into the niri config here, we can do a search for a monitor also. That's funny because we also have a lot of matches here for like screenshotting and stuff. I've done videos about that one in the past. But yeah, if we take a look here, there's the mod Alt H here, which is just calling the same thing, and then we're just running monitor there, and then yeah, system health basically, because M was already mapped for music, so that's why I didn't want to use M there. But yeah, with that said, that's everything here. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer all of them. If you like the video, please give a thumbs up. It really does help a lot. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.